Okay, so basically, my camera cut off, and that's okay because y'all can go watch this video yourself. It's called Clone Beast Explained. So much good stuff. I mean, really, I mean, she goes into, I mean, well, as you can see, it's 11 videos, so there's no way I wish I could summarize it. Maybe there's a way I can, but Zen Garcia and Dr. Joy Pugh, okay, what really happened in the Garden of Eden, because, yeah, and what she talks about is, let's see, in older versions of the biblical, and I don't know how to pronounce that word, but y'all can see it, exclusions to Genesis 4:1 clarify that Cain was a child of the devil. Well, if he was a child of the devil, that would be a Nephilim, which they are talking about, that it says, as in the days of Noah, so will it be at the return of the Son of Man. That's what they're talking about, will be returning, is the Nephilim, which that would mean if he was a child of the devil. So that's what they were saying, was that she was seduced while Adam was, he was in solitude, praying with God, having his time with God, and so Lucifer found Eve alone in the garden. He seduced her, and so and Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. Well, if she has gotten a man, you know, from the Lord, I mean, she looked at Lucifer as a type of Lord as well. So it says, and Adam knew his wife, who was pregnant by Samael, Satan, and she conceived and bore Cain. And so he was like the heavenly beings. And then they talk about the giants in the Bible, and they, you know, like David and Goliath, and he fought Goliath, he fought off the giants. Well, in the Bible, when it talks about the fallen angels who found the women, daughters of man, beautiful, and they, you know, had intercourse with them, well, that's where they say that the giants came from. So, and every time I hear near-death experience testimonies, I hear of the angels being, you know, giant. I mean, being 7 foot plus tall, just these big beings. So anyhow, she has different versions of old biblical texts that have been taken out or watered down in the newer versions of the Bible, because, in my opinion, the older generations didn't need to know all this detail. It would have been too confusing. All they needed to know was that there was a fall of man, and that because of the fall of man, sin entered the world, and then God sent his son Jesus to redeem the world. But I think that God has actually uncovered a lot of this old text. Some of it's being uncovered now. I hear like Paul Begley talk about different, like, copper engraved biblical scriptures that are being discovered now. The earth is cracking open and things are being discovered, and it has nothing to do, it doesn't change God's plan of redemption, his salvation, you know, Jesus Christ, nothing like that. It just gives us a little bit of insight on what happened. And it actually helps us to understand why God would, like why Cain would kill Abel. Abel was Adam and Eve's son. And why then God would send Cain to the other side of the earth, and which they, you know, this lady goes on to talk about how, if y'all want to read this, y'all can pause my talking and read this, but basically how those people became, you know, the Egyptians who built the pyramids. They were more into technology and smarter, and the Egyptian hieroglyphics that has like the alien pictures carved into it, and the airplanes and all, they might have had that technology, or they had a foreknowledge that that technology would be in the end times when they were going to be allowed to return, or when their gods would be allowed to return to the earth, which they say is what the Nephilim are, and what was on the earth during the Great Flood, and why God had to flood out the world to get, you know, to wipe them out. Anyway, it's real interesting. I tried to summarize it, but I just, you know, you can go and look all that up. And thanks for taking the time to hear me out.